McCarthy Insurance Group, serving the community for over 70 years. For home, farm, motor, life, health and business insurance, log on to mig.ie or free phone 1800 50 11 11. Probably your best call in 2024. Charles McCarthy Insurance is trading as McCarthy Insurance Group, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Real people, real opinions, Real Talk Radio. The multi-award-winning Niall Boylan Show.
I want to move on. The Taoiseach has said that help is on the way for the households with the high energy costs this winter. See, you've had all forgotten about this because the summertime, of course, you don't really have your lights on early. You don't have as many lights on in the house. It's not lit up like a Christmas tree. I always remember my dad saying, when the electricity bill used to come in, I used to shit myself because my dad was always in a bad mood when the electricity bill came in. He always used to say, "Look at the amount of lights on in this house. It's like bleeding Dublin Airport. Planes could land in the back garden here." He'd go around the house turning off lights constantly. That's what my dad would do. Anyway, and you're all going to see the cost of that, by the way. The cost of your heating, of course. Most of you hadn't had heating on. I haven't had it on in, 3 months. Your heating is going to be going back on the end of next month. You're going to see those bills. They haven't gone down. They haven't gone down. They're still the same. Even though the cost of oil and gas has gone down, our bills haven't gone down. Our energy bills, the energy companies are making billions, absolute billions. And what are the government doing? Using taxpayers' money to pay people to pay the bills, to pay the energy companies. Just like we use taxpayers' money to pay private landlords in the housing crisis. That's our answer to everything. Use taxpayers' money to fund private companies. Just like we're using taxpayers' money to pay private catering companies and hotels for refugees. Just like we're using taxpayers' money constantly all the time to bail things out. Taxpayers' money. Instead of demanding that the energy companies reduce their prices or piss off out of the country. That's what I would do if I was in power. I would say to all these energy companies, you reduce your prices back down to what they should be and what they were at back in 2012 when oil and gas cost the same amount of money as it is now, or you piss off out of the country. Quite simple. We'll take your license off you. Anyway, that's not what the government are doing. They'll tell you, we can't do that, because Europe wouldn't allow it. Feck Europe. I couldn't care less about Europe. I'll take the fine from Europe. I'd actually leave Europe if they started that crack, telling me how to run a country. We're either a sovereign republic or we're not. Rant over. There you go. Leo Varadkar says a cost of living package will be part of October's budget announcement. Universal electricity credits amounting to €600 along with a lump sum for those on fuel allowance were brought in last year. And it's looking likely that something similar will happen again this winter. We're constantly going to keep bailing out or giving money to private companies for energy. I've said before, it feels as if the bills have eased now, but make no mistake, when the longer and colder days come back in, the gas and electricity will shoot right back up again, and those bills will be unaffordable. So here's the thing. Some people are saying we should means test household for electricity credits. Well, I don't think so. Last year, everyone got these credits, but is that really fair? Does it make sense that people with money to spare, for example, get money off their bills when so many are struggling? And that maybe you should give twice the amount to those who really need it and less to those who don't. In other words, depending on how much you earn, is how much you get. Or since we're all in this mess together, and let's face it, it's not our fault, is it best to give the credit to everybody? After all, this is electricity and heating we're talking about, the basics. Surely we are better off safe than sorry. So give the credits to everyone and let's get through the winter together. As Ryan Tubridy would say, we're all in this together. And together we'll get through this. Together. Can we really trust the government to properly means test anyway? And imagine how much means testing is going to cost. So should we just give it to everybody? Or should we do what Sinn Féin has suggested on numerous occasions? That it should be targeted towards those who need it most. The unemployed or on low income. Let me know what you think. The number is 087 188 0008. Normally when we means test thing, it's 34,000 seems to be the magic number, doesn't it? On means testing. 34,001. Sorry, you don't get a penny. 34,000, 33,999. You get the money. That doesn't make any sense, does it? But that's the way it works. So should it be means tested? Yes or no? Let me know what you think. The number is 087 188 0008. So we're talking about the energy credit, which will probably be the same as last year, 600 quid or so. Should it be means tested? That won't get you to the whole winter, 600 quid. Won't do much coming up to Christmas. Jason, hi, how are you?
Good evening, Niall.
Good evening, Jason. Should it be means tested, Jason?
I think it should be, Niall. I mean, it's public money. It's taxpayers' money. So yeah, I mean, why should somebody that's on, say, 150,000 a second year get the same as a woman who's trying to rear 3 kids of her own on social welfare? That doesn't make sense.
There's no doubt she should get it.
Yeah.
But should we give her twice as much and then not give the rich fella something?
No, I'm not saying twice as much, but I'd say, yeah, I'd like to see her getting all the help she could get. I mean, this would be interesting. It'd be interesting to see how many have their hands out come the winter who've been on 2 holidays this year, won't they?
Well, are you denying us a holiday?
Not at all. But I mean, you can't be that hard up that you can feck off halfway around the world.
But here's the thing: everybody builds their own lifestyle. And you could be on 80 grand, but you might have a mortgage of 1,500 a month. You have childcare costs of 1,500 a month because you and your missus are out working hard. So you got 80, 90 grand coming into the house. That means you won't qualify. I mean, your bills are like everybody else. You might have a slightly bigger house, which is costing more to heat and light. But so your lifestyle is built around what you earn. So people think that only people who are on low income struggle. Middle class struggle.
No, I know they don't. No, I know that. I grew up in a middle class family. I watched my father struggle.
Yeah, so middle class struggle too.
We had bad times, yeah, but I mean, I think it should be means tested. I mean, that's
And by the way, just for people that don't know, 80 grand is middle class. By the way, can I point out in this country, because if you've got 2 people earning 35 or 40,000 in an income in a house, that's middle class.
Oh, I'm far from that.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
I'm sure walking.
So you believe you believe it should be means tested?
Yeah, I mean, I could be above the means. I mean, we have a one income family. I work my missus up that.
It is means tested. The average means testing in this country for everything seems to be 34,000 for some reason. I don't know what that's about.
Well, then I'd be over that then, so I wouldn't get it.
But you do need it, don't you?
Well, I could do it. I wouldn't say no to free money. Who would?
But when your bill comes in, when your first big electricity bill comes in November, and you land it with a bill of 800 quid, what are you going to do?
Pay you. I got to do all my bills.
I know.
Out to work, I work hard and I pay my bills. That's just life.
But it's double what it used to be. It's a struggle.
Yeah, I know, but that just goes to show we're being robbed, doesn't it?
Oh, no, we are being fleeced. Absolutely.
Well, then there you go. But we won't do anything. I've spoken to you about this.
Oh, but look, I said at the start.
We will not do anything about it.
We shouldn't be giving energy credit to anybody, because we should be telling the big companies, I've said it already, reduce the prices or get out of the country.
Well, we can't. You would make our rules. We all know that. That Muppets up there in that big house.
I'm running for election. I don't care. I'm running for election.
Why not? Why not? It's a gravy train now. And you have a good enough mouth there. You know what I mean? You'll talk your way into anything.
Yeah, I think. But the only thing is, I can't work on radio and be an elected representative at the same time.
We'll take a break from radio for a while.
I could do me podcast and be an elected representative at the same time.
Well, you can have a second job, can't you?
By the way, I don't know why the Broadcasting Authority don't. Well, maybe I can understand.
You do know, because you have a platform there that nobody else has. Nobody can challenge you.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I can understand. But in England, they do allow politicians to have radio shows.
I know. I do listen to your man David Lammy on a Saturday and a Sunday on LBC. He's brilliant to you.
Yeah. So,
but you can sort of hear though that he is all about his party though. Because he says, hey, that's just the way it is. Yeah. He'll tell you himself. He will openly tell you himself. He uses that as a platform for him and his party.
Yeah.
But then you go on to GB now, and you can see they all have their own shows on there.
I have to say, I do like Nigel Farage. I think he's great.
All conservatives. Oh, did you hear what's happening with the banks?
And you know what? For a man who's not even in power, Nigel Farage, he has done so much. He's doing so much to sort the banks out.
Yeah. Have you seen that, what they have done?
My God. They're in big trouble now. I mean, the head of the NatWest is now resigning.
She done it last night at 1:45 in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But she admits she had leaked all his bank information to the media.
She went to lunch with your man from the BBC.
Yeah, and leaked the information. The BBC have now apologised to him. So have NatWest. I tell you what, he's in for a fortune for a defamation claim.
Sue.
Okay, we're being distracted. Let me go to Margaret. Stay there. Margaret, hi, how are you?
Hi, Niall, how are you?
Nice to talk to you, Margaret. Margaret, 600 quid coming your way, maybe before the end of the year. I don't know when it'll be given to you. It may be given in 3 tranches as usual, 200 quid off each bill or whatever it is. But do you believe it should everybody get it, or just those who can't afford the bills?
No, I think it should be means tested, and this 35,000 crap with the rate of inflation, price of food, etc., petrol in the car, people going to work, toll bills going up. It should be 80,000, and anybody below the 80,000 or on the 80,000 should get the electricity benefits. Anybody over it shouldn't get it.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Well, that's not it's not a bad figure. Yeah, 80,000. Yeah.
Well, we all know, you know, you go and do your food shopping.
Yeah.
You know.
And would you be getting 80? Would you be getting 80,000, Margaret?
You must be joking.
Well, I don't know. You could be like a secret millionaire or something, Margaret.
I wish.
Or Jason could be a secret millionaire. I don't know.
And I do the lotto, you know, and I do the Euro Millions.
I do it myself every now and again too, with that hope of winning.
I do say to them in the shop, if I win big, you're coming into the lotto office with me and I'll look after you, you know.
Margaret, will you give us a few quid if you win?
I would, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we make a deal. If I win, I'll give you a couple of quid, all right?
Very good.
All right, there's the deal.
We form a pack.
Yeah.
And I give Jane some money to buy a house.
No, don't be giving Jane money. She doesn't deserve it.
Yeah. Jane.
Do you know what she said to say to me here? We asked Margaret, will she give me money so I can record some songs? Because that's how she wants to do is record songs.
Well,
she's a singer.
Well, she's a beautiful singer, I have to say.
Oh no, she is. No, I've actually heard her. Yeah, no, she's a good
very
singer.
Nice singer. Now,
by the way, can I just point out, Jane is in my ear at the moment. She said if anybody has $5,000 to spare, she needs to record songs.
Okay. Well, we could.
If anyone wants to sponsor,
what did they call that? What did they
call
fund
me?
that?
Fund me.
The GoFundMe, yes.
For Jane.
Yes.
Yeah.
For Jane. To make a record.
Yeah, we'd have to lie a little bit. We could pretend there was something wrong with her or something like that. I don't know, just to get the money.
Not at all. No.
Anyway, we're distracted. We're distracted again.
I can sing like Lee Marvin. Now that'll tell you
I was born under a wandering star.
I was born under a wandering star. Anyway,
getting back to the topic, Margaret, it's a bit unfair because people are going to say, hold on for a second, even though I might, come in under the means testing, I've got a big mortgage, I've got 4 kids, I've got my own expenses, and, that's not fair giving it to just people who are unemployed or people who are on low income. They're going to say that's not fair, that they want it just like everybody else.
Niall, years and years ago, we had the poor, you had the middle class, and then you had the wealthy.
Yeah.
Now you have the wealthy and the poor.
Yeah. Oh, the gap between the two. The gap between the two has got bigger, yeah.
Yes. And, everybody nowadays is struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And people are struggling.
Are you struggling?
Well, you see, I'm lucky, Niall, because I live on my own, and my children are all grown up and they're all married and they all have very good jobs, thank God, and, I'm rattling around in a big 3-bed house here all in my own,
But are you struggling? Do you struggle to pay the bills?
Well, I'm very, what's
frugal.
The word I'm trying
frugal.
to say? Yes, very frugal.
Jason, are you frugal or do you struggle?
No, I'm all right. I work hard. We started our lives out a long time ago that we wouldn't struggle. I decided a long time ago not to put a noose around my neck to get a mortgage.
Okay.
We waited. We got a council house. We're in a brand new council house. I'll have this well paid off by the time I die.
Yeah.
So now I decided I didn't want that noose. I see my father struggle. I see my brothers and sisters struggle. If I lose my job, I'm not going to lose my house and my kids. My rent will go down. If I get sick, I'm not going to be worried. That way if I earn more,
it's a great way to be, isn't it? I mean,
I know that. That's why, because I am not struggling. I can leave the lights on. I can leave the heat on. My fridge is full. If my kids want something, I'm not saying I'm loud, but I'm not struggling. But that was a choice I made. You know that way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, well,
everybody wants to own a house.
Yeah, well, I own my house,
Well, fair play.
But then I worked for 44 years.
Yeah, Well, I'll be paying rent in this place for 30 years, hopefully. So, I'll have it well paid up. It's not as if I have a free house.
Okay, well, hang on, both of you. Let me just bring Kathleen in to the party here. Kathleen, hi, how are you?
Hello, now.
Yeah, don't start singing whatever you're doing.
No, I won't. My situation is, I pay rent. I'm Dublin City Council, and I'm means tested. for, I got a letter in the post. I have to prove, what I have.
Yeah, what you earn, yeah.
Yeah, well, basically what I have, and last time I got means tested, they cut my money by €24 a month.
So how does it work in a council house? Because I'm not familiar with it. So I'm assuming they take your income and they charge you a percentage of your income. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. So whatever you get. So say you're on your job seekers allowance. So I can only put that over. Then whatever you get on your job seekers allowance is what you pay the percentage of your rent. Now your rent is not too bad. It's manageable. I get me rent taken out from my allowance.
And can I ask you, if it's not too personal, like how much is your rent a month?
My rent is €47 a week.
47 a week. That's all right, isn't it? Yeah, you can't complain about that.
Yeah. Oh no.
Although 47 is a lot when you're only getting about 250 or 300, it can be a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't get that amount of money. So what I do is the rent comes out and I'm grand. But when I got the electricity, the 600. I've got still a couple of hundred left on that, and it's July now. So I was thinking to myself, I might get a bill in August, September time. So my bill when I was on job seekers was €80 for 2 months, but I paid it, but I struggled to pay it now.
Yeah.
So that's a godsend. But where I get hit now in the winter, I think I had this discussion with you before. I have a meter outside. And I was putting nearly £100 a month into it. And even in the summer now, I'm putting €40 a month into my meter now to keep it ticking over.
Yeah, no,
it's not a lot, but it's
a lot of your money. No, it's a lot of your money. Yeah. Okay, and by the way, just to John who texted in earlier on there. John was giving out that I was opening something, and he could hear a wrapper opening. John, just to satisfy your curiosity, it was actually a fudge bar, Cadbury's fudge.
Oh God! A fudge bar.
What you don't know is, because it's a 3-hour show, I do get a bit peckish every now and again. So while you're talking, sometimes I'll lower down the microphone and have a nibble on me fudge. Anyway. I'll sip of tea. Sorry,
but I'm managed now.
But okay, do you believe everybody should get the credit, the energy credit, or do you believe it should only be means tested?
Classic Hits Radio.
All right, hang with me there for a second, Kathleen. Let me go to Michael as well. Michael, hi, how are you?
Surely.
Michael, hi, how are you?
Niall.
I'm
good.
How
are you? How you going?
I'm fine. What do you want to say, Michael?
I was just talking to your associate there. But I don't think that everyone should be means tested, to be honest.
Okay. The problem with means testing is it costs money to means test, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't think they should be. So it's obviously going to save money not doing that. But I think it's just fair to give everyone the credit, seeing how it's not really their fault and it's kind of out of their control.
Yeah, and it does go back, well, I was going to say it goes back into the economy, but it does go to private companies, but they do get tax back on it anyway, so some of the money goes back into the economy.
And I also think, where are you going to draw the line, you know what I mean? If you're not giving higher income earners certain credits, I mean, are you going to charge them more for fuel, or are you going to give the lower income earners reduced rates on fuel prices in terms of petrol I'm talking about? So it could become a bit tricky. And it's probably more unfair, to be honest, to the higher income earners with the energy credits, because they have bigger households.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bigger house to heat. Yeah.
They have families. They've got kids. So in fact, the percentage of what they're getting compared to what they pay, it's actually pittance, to be honest. Now, I'm not defending the higher income earners, but a lot of problems would arise by not giving it to certain people, and it's going to bring up the...
I understand the unfairness of it, because it's nobody's fault that this is happening. I mean, and the government, by the way, could fix this problem if they really wanted to. They could fix this problem. There is no reason for the energy companies to be charging as much as they're charging.
Well, I agree with you there as well. I think it should stem from the government, but they're obviously not going to do that.
Well, they don't want to. Let's be clear about it. Micheál and Leo Varadkar don't want to rock the European boat because they want a job there very soon. So they're not going to rock the boat.
No, definitely not. I think it's just easier, and it's probably more fair across the board just to give everyone the tax credits. And look, it's probably not going to last forever anyway. So,
I don't know. I mean, there's no sign of it. When you think about it, oil prices and gas prices have come down. They're back down to what they would have been in 2008 to 2012. But yet we're still paying twice as much for our electricity.
Exactly.
So that doesn't make any sense. So it's basically...
and gas as well now, sorry. And gas as well, electricity
absolutely.
and gas now.
Yes, absolutely, both.
The prices have not gone down, so where is the bloody money going to? To these oil-rich big companies like...
Yeah, it's going to BP. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they released... I mean, I don't know, Michael, if you've seen recently, they released their profits, Shell and BP. Their profits are way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. The profits are always going to go up.
Electric Ireland, the prices have not... They have not... I think they gave us 50 quid credits because they knew they were overcharging people. I think everybody got a 50 quid off the Electric Ireland, if I remember rightly now. But, gosh, no.
Mm-hmm.
I would be the first to say, like, me and my partner live together and we're kind of middle-of-the-road income earners, and it's actually helped us quite a bit, the credits. We don't use... We're not home that much, and we don't use that much energy and all that sort of stuff, so... It's helped us quite a bit.
Yeah, and you'll spend that money, by the way, you'll spend the money obviously on your bills, but the money you would have spent on the bill, you'll spend it somewhere else. You'll spend it in a restaurant, go to the movies.
No.
Huh?
You go to the shop and see how much your shopping's going to be.
Oh, I know, yeah. But the point is, that Michael is making, is it doesn't really matter how wealthy you are. If you get that money, you're going to spend it, and you spend it back into the economy either way.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't... And see,
true.
yeah, and the problem is... Kathleen, if we go by what you're saying and we should, means test it, you're then going to employ loads of administration staff and paperwork to administrate it, and that's going to cost money. And
I understand.
That's why they didn't administrate the COVID money that time. It was just 300 quid or whatever it was for everybody.
Yeah.
It was too expensive to administrate.
I get where you're coming from. You know a little bit more about...
Yeah, I only pretend to know.
You'll also get people taking advantage of it too somehow. Just like they did with the COVID, I can guarantee you there were households claiming more than they should have, and the same problem will probably raise its head with this as well. So
yeah, I know two kids. When I say kids, they're late teens, and they were devastated that COVID ended because they both worked part-time jobs in a cinema at the weekend. The pair of them. Yeah. And once the cinemas closed for COVID, they were getting $350 a week, even though they were only earning $120 in the cinema. So they were getting $350 a week. They both moved to Spain for nearly a year, and they were living in a small room in Spain and enjoying life, living in the sun for nearly a year. Yeah. So a lot of people were very disappointed to lose that $350, particularly those who didn't earn $350. Listen, lads. And ladies, thank you very much indeed, Michael and Kathleen. Appreciate everybody's comments on that. Overall, most people believe.
Real Talk Radio, the multi-award winning Niall Boylan Show.